call this meeting to order at 4:15. We'll start with the pledge.
Yeah.
We have a quorum, so pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will move right along to presentation from Mr. Miller. Is Allison coming tonight? Okay.
No, we move Allison to next month.
Okay, just making sure. All right, we'll go right into Mr. Miller.
All right. Dan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, well then.
Are you ready to speak?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just real quick, and if not, it's okay, is there a way that I can share my screen? And if not, I can just talk through it based on, the read ahead.
Yes, give us one moment. You ought to be able to.
You should be able to share now. See if it'll let you.
There's host disabled participant screen sharing when I do that.
Oh.
So I know you're on a time frame. I don't want to slow you down because I know you have other business to get to. So if it's okay, Justin, I'll just jump right to you all have the read aheads and we can talk briefly about where we stand.
Yes, we have your notes from last time.
Okay, so very quickly, we reviewed the facts and agreed on the facts that I've presented to you in advance. COVID was an issue. We learned from it. You do have some money, although the pension liability is something that you're concerned about. Your county is growing, your revenue is stable, and your unemployment right now and for the foreseeable future is low. Are there any additions or thoughts, additions to those facts before we move on?
No, sir.
All right, so we had a really great discussion about strengths, and you've got some really good strengths. You have good programs, you have an incredibly experienced and knowledgeable staff, your community outreach program and bookmobile. You have a lot of creative solutions to the needs of your patrons. Examples are the fishing program, the notary, faxing, curbside pickup, etc. Those are some of those lessons learned from COVID that you continue. You enjoy support from the community. You have community partnerships that are successful. Did I get the acronym right? Is it Sprocket?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. You as a board and a staff are financially responsible. Your staff is empathetic, and you've got a great location right there in the middle of town. We talk about weaknesses, and if you remember, I said a strength and a weakness can be on both lists. Your location is a weakness as well. It's downtown. That's helpful to the patrons in the downtown area, but it's harder for the suburban patrons, and that creates pressure, as we all know, and discussion about potential branches. Your technical infrastructure, very common issue with libraries, especially ones in older buildings. Your pay rate for staff, keeping up with current pay schedules. As we've seen just in the last year, pay rates are going up in all retail fields. It's hard to keep up with that. It's hard to find qualified staff, and your libraries tend to have to find staff that already live in the community. And so you've got a double whammy of a good job market and perhaps better pay available in other fields. Your building maintenance, and again, that's not you all did not mean to say the people doing the maintenance on the building, just the ongoing stress and cost and difficulty of keeping your building maintained. Building space broke down into two areas: meeting rooms, available meeting rooms, and office space. And so those were a summary of all the weaknesses that we talked about. Are there any additions or corrections to those?
No.
All right, let's jump ahead to opportunities. You had some great ideas for opportunities, centering around technology and infrastructure and space and expansion. We aren't trying to solve that problem right now. We're just identifying it as, is it an opportunity that you want to tackle with one of your goals in the upcoming plan? Opportunities for more outreach, more business and nonprofit programs and offsite programs. Opportunity to get back to where you were pre-COVID. Lofty plan, not sure anybody is going to ever get back to where we were pre-COVID. Using the 501c3 better for fundraising, for planned giving, for ways to support the library, writing grants, things like that. Marketing is always an opportunity. On every library's list that I've ever done, marketing is one of the opportunities that always rises to the top. The potential need for a human resources person, and your staff has grown to a point where you probably have reached critical mass to either have full-time or part-time trained human resource person, and your current work and effort to get to the best places to work. And then the last thing we talked about, threats, remembering we can't control them. They're just something to be aware of. And sometimes we have goals to address threats. Most often, you just keep them, they're wolves at the door that you are aware of. Pressure from the county to not raise taxes. Number one threat every library faces in the state of Kentucky. Book challenges, probably the number 1A threat. The Kentucky retirement system, probably 1B. The issues the state created for all libraries, and either you're putting money aside to take care of it or you're not. Either one of them threatens your current viability. The threat of rising wages, growth in the community is a good thing, but it puts pressure on wages and getting qualified staff. All of these are things you may directly or indirectly address in some of your goals based on what we're seeing. So I'm going to unshare if I can. No, we weren't sharing. Sorry about that. So where are we on next steps? I sent Justin the staff survey for him to review. We'll finalize that and get him a link to push out to the staff. It's a fairly straightforward survey. It gives them the opportunity to answer the questions about strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. We don't worry them with threats because they can't impact them. We also I always ask two questions in the staff survey. Is there one thing we should stop doing? And is there one thing that we should be doing that we don't currently do? And these are open-ended. We're not looking for the staff to criticize, but we are looking for the staff to give us ideas. And so Justin will push that out to the staff, ask them to complete it in time for us to have results for the next board meeting. Step after that, we will I'll push out the community survey for Justin to review. It is a little more aided. We give the community a list of the things we do and ask them to tell us which things we think are good and which things they think we could do better. My experience is if you give the community an open-ended response, they can't think of anything. But if you give them the same list, everybody sees the same list in randomized order, they can tell you, oh yeah, I really liked the drive-through, or I really liked the audiobooks. And it's helpful to know, what your community thinks are the best things you do and the things you could do better. Staff survey is always enlightening. It will give you feedback from the staff, good ideas. There may be one or two really good ideas that pop up. I will say that the staff will probably come down on strengths and weaknesses pretty much same way the board did. They might mention one or two things more often than the other, but the staff and the board are probably going to see things the same way. And the community survey is a little more difficult. There's always things the community focuses on that may or may not really be the best things you do, but it will help you to see what it is the community is focused on when they think about the library. So we'll do the staff survey first, then get the community survey out, and then we combine all of that, your feedback, staff feedback, community feedback, into what are the recommended goals that come out of that, and then you all can discuss those at the meeting I come back to in person, not next month, but the month after that. So I'll stop there. Questions, comments?
How are you going to put out the community survey?
That was my question.
We do the community survey electronically, and we'll ask Justin and the staff to push it out on Facebook, website. We've also found that you probably have to have printed copies on the circ desk for people to pick up. There are a few patrons that won't use a computer, and will manually enter their answers into the computer, so the survey tool does all of the totaling and presents it in a graphical style. But there's always 4 or 5 people who want a printed survey, and it will not be a huge response. Public just don't. They might use the library every day and still not be willing to take 5 minutes to do a survey. The most important one for you all to hear is what the staff thinks.
Okay, well, we can definitely put it on social media. I can put it together a press release for local media so it gets out on the news websites as well.
Did you say what the timeline is on those, Dan?
I'm going to send the draft community survey to Justin tomorrow for him to start reviewing. The staff survey is ready to go, and he can push that out internally to the staff tomorrow as well.
Okay.
Do you expect to have the results of the community survey?
Oh, there he is. We lost you for a minute. You froze.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I think we can push the community survey out. We probably can review the feedback we've gotten up until that point, but I'd probably want to keep the community survey open for 45 days just to get as many responses as we can.
Sounds like you're moving right along.
Thank you for your time tonight, and we appreciate it. Look
All
forward
right.
to
Good luck
seeing.
with all the other items on your agenda.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
All right, Ms. Aaron, you're up next.
I would like to try to get bids for a mowing service that can take care of multiple things. Right now, our company mows and weed eats and takes care of leaves. The garden club used to take care of the library garden, and they no longer do that, and that's an area that needs work. So I would like to find somebody that can do mowing, fertilizing, weeding, and take care of the garden. And if they could do irrigation and snow plowing as well, that would be nice to have one company that does everything. I don't know if that's achievable on our budget, but I don't know until we put it out.
Seems like I have one more, and if I can think of it, I'll drop you an email.
So I'm hoping to put this out and get bids by the end of next month so that a company's ready to go in March or April as needed.
I can look in QuickBooks and see what we've spent the last year or two for lawn care and irrigation. Yeah, we can look by vendor and see what we've spent the last year or two to give us a rough idea of what the bids are coming in at. If
And even see if the snow removal, you can see
snow
what we spent
removal
on that.
Yeah.
I suspect that they will be considerably higher because there's more stuff that we're needing done.
That's what I
That'll
mean.
give
If
us
we
a place to
compile
start.
the individual vendors
add
we're
them all
using
up.
right now.
Mhm.
But we've not paid anybody to do any landscaping.
No,
That's
we have
something
not.
that we need,
No, we have not.
that we desperately need.
Yeah, losing that with the garden club is gonna add some additional costs to the library.
And even when they were still doing it, it really, like, COVID hit, so it's been several
Right.
years since anything's really been done.
It's needing some love.
Yes, yes.
It is.
So when are you planning to put this out for bid?
I hope,
After approval tonight, I guess.
yes, I hope to get it out, I guess ideally next week, because the week after that is carpet installation, and it needs to be out for a while, so either next week or the second weekend, or in early February,
Yeah, now's the time before
yes.
everybody's.
But really, I think it's just firming up dates if the board approves it, so
And then how long are we required to have that out? I'm just curious because I don't.
Model procurement, I don't know what model procurement says on how long an RFP has to be out, but
I have to check. Let's see if I can get that answer to you all.
I was going to say, I don't think you're required to do a public bid opening. If you want to, you can, but if it's not an IFB, if it's an RFP, I don't think you're required to do a public bid opening.
okay.
Since it's not just lowest price, there are competitive factors there as well. You don't have to open them publicly. So that might save some.
Are you talking about the 90 days?
Is that what it is?
No, I was gonna say, I did check on that before. I didn't get the exact number, but
It only has to be out for a couple of weeks or something. doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a much smaller
Mhm.
time frame there.
Yeah, I recall the RFP for the website being pretty quick.
2 weeks.
Something like that is usually pretty sufficient. Unless you're not getting responses and then you might
You can extend it.
Mhm. I don't think we actually have to approve this. I don't think we have to vote on it until we have a contract in front of us. But I would say that you have our blessing to move forward, knowing that we might have to do a budget amendment forthcoming, depending on where these come in. Would anybody disagree with that, Toria? She doesn't need an approval to move forward with the RFP just once we have the contract, if it's over the dollar amount. I'm assuming it will be.
Where will you put that out there for people to do? Just like if,
We have a place on our website to post it, probably in the paper, and then I was
Word of
going
mouth.
to send it to some specific people also that have been recommended.
got it, okay. Just if I would say,
Website.
go to the website, that's where it'll be.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. Made it happen.
Do we have an actual contract with the current vendor, or has it just been kind of an ongoing service?
It is, we do not have a contract.
Okay. Just taking a quick glance at the calendar to see. We don't have anybody rolling off the board, so we can, right, this year.
Rachel,
Rachel.
Oh, it is 2024. Okay, so we only have one though,
just one,
so we.
And that's in
June.
June.
Mhm. But by next month, we need to start considering candidates so that we have time to reach out to them, go through all the, so just be,
It's
spinning
a
your
long
wheels.
process. It's a long process.
I bet.
Well, we still have candidates from last year who were
We
not
do.
selected.
I was gonna say, we had some candidates from last year that were very interested, and we have to present 2 names for each position, so. My bad. So there were some other interested candidates that I think would make potential good candidates moving forward.
If they're still available.
If they're still available, if they haven't joined other boards, and so. You guys are working on the E-rate funding, I assume, already.
Mhm.
And so the library will be closed the 5th through the 9th
Yes.
for that carpet replacement. We hope that goes well. Have we already been publishing those dates for closure? If not, we probably want to go ahead and start getting those dates.
I think we've made one mention on Facebook so far.
Okay.
And I do have confirmation the carpet was shipped Friday.
Okay, good.
That
Good.
was kind of on pins and needles. About
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And the shelf movers are all
Yes.
lined up. And
Yes.
And
That's
we,
how the date was picked because that's when they were
They were
available.
available.
Right.
Okay.
I remember
Great.
saying that.
we do have it on our calendar that we are closed those days.
Okay. There's nothing else that I can see right now that we really need to focus on other than thinking ahead to board replacement and then budget planning in the next couple of months. Anybody know of anything that we need to add?
With budget planning
Hmm.
or,
That, yes, so budget planning is in the March calendar.
yeah,
That's when we'll start it.
Yeah, and then we have to
that'll be
finalize.
perfect time for new lawn care stuff if that's something new.
Yes, as we look
Expense that.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good timing because we'll hopefully know the numbers in time to get them into the budget and kind of know
Yeah.
if we need to squeeze somewhere else to make sure things happen the way we need them to.
Well, we'll probably start dipping our toes into it in February and get the ball rolling.
Sure. Okay, last month's minutes. Seeing that in print, crack room, makes me chuckle.
That's what it's called.
Mhm.
I don't know that everybody was here, but just an update. Backus did some data collection. They found that a sensor is malfunctioning and is off by like 20%, which with humidity, that's kind of a big deal. So the company that controls that is, they're working on a plan to get it resolved. So hopefully it'll be quick and painless.
And I'm hoping that takes care of it, and when the temperature changes in the spring,
It
all
doesn't
start
happen again.
Yeah,
That's
right.
how-
Only
Whole
time
new
will
season,
tell,
whole
right?
new deal. Yeah.
That's how it usually,
Yeah.
that's how it's gone so far.
So
Right.
the windows will stop raining, as Aaron said.
Yes.
I don't see anything that needs
I didn't see anything on
changes.
first
I
glance.
don't, how specific are things? Backus is an engineer, not an architect. I don't
Yeah.
know if that matters.
Yes. Mechanical engineer.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes with the one change as noted.
I'll move.
Move, okay.
Oh.
Move.
I'll second.
Whichever
Second.
way that goes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Financial, health insurance rates went up, okay. That's a nice little decrease on the retirement. That's more than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I mean, it's not nice for the employees, but it's nice for the employer.
It doesn't really even matter for the employees though, because they're not seeing those
No,
actual,
they don't
they're not
see it.
seeing those actual
They don't
dollars.
see those.
But it does decrease it for us a little bit to help cover that increase on the health insurance.
Yes.
So,
I mean, the health insurance went up 10% last year and up 15% this year, so,
our property insurance went up 40,
really?
and we have a lot of property.
Did the property value go up that much?
Well,
No.
well, our property value, they came and did the inspection, they still have not turned over the report, so I don't know if ours is gonna go up, or I imagine it will, because everybody's
Good.
values went up, but they still have not turned in the report, and that was a couple of months ago,
I would say
when he did the walkthrough with you.
when you did the walkthrough with me, I feel like that was about a month or two ago.
Yeah. They said.
Brace yourselves, that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure there'll be a budget amendment required.
Okay. See any, other than the things that have been noted by Wendy on the memo, does anybody have any questions about the financials? Okay. Entertain a motion to accept the financials as presented.
So move.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Social work agreement update?
Yes. Alex Blackwell has been in touch with UK College over the winter break, New Year. They had some suggestions and revisions regarding the FERPA wordage, I believe, Tori. He has sent that over to them, and I believe we're waiting to hear back.
Okay,
And that's that.
all right. And your report?
Report, I won't go too far into it for time's sake, but as you can see on our monthly photo here, Leah accepted a $10,000 check from the Friends for their latest book sale. I was out of town and Leah graciously stepped in to accept it. Our 7th annual Drop Your Drawers campaign with Captain Underpants delivered 1,400 pairs of underwear. I believe this is our second record. Our all-time record is about 1,700 pairs. So we didn't break a record, but we came real close. I learned that I have been nominated as for one of the young leaders of Western Kentucky by Paducah Sun.
Congrats. That's very nice.
Thank you. I believe Asir was nominated last year.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it's cool, yeah.
I was also in that running a couple of years ago
Yeah.
myself. It was a very big honor.
I'm very honored. There's so many other great leaders.
I didn't get to see it, so I didn't see who else was in the, I'm gonna have to go back and look it up.
There's
so.
a couple Leadership Paducah Class 35 alums in it,
Okay.
or Class 36. It feels so long now. I say we're 36. Okay. It feels so long ago already. But a couple of Class 36 alums, some other really great people that we had the pleasure of being in class with.
Awesome.
But yeah, there's so many great people, and I'm I'm lucky to be counted among that. But they'll reveal the grand winner on Friday. I look forward to being there. And I will be on TV tomorrow with WPSD at 5 a.m. to promote our Portrait Your Moment photography sessions. Saturday is completely booked up for photo sessions. They're filling up fast for Friday, and I'll be up bright and early to tell people, get your photos, get your free photos.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I bet you not.
Couple other great things. We were included in a site survey for the Recovery Ready Communities grants. I had the pleasure of giving a tour and talked about all the great things that we have done for that part of that community grants. That grant also helps provide our Narcan and our fentanyl test strips. And yes, the top brass that visited from Louisville were very, very impressed. We received a lot of great donations this past month. This Friday was Dolly Parton's, last Friday was Dolly Parton's birthday. We have generated over $200 in donations this past week, $100 coming from one particular donation. So we've got the word out. Things are going really well. We've received a lot of other great donations this month, and I'm looking forward to using our foundation and the Dolly Parton Foundation, as Dan suggested, to further the mission of the library, part of the strategic plan. I think those are the real big ones. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Any questions?
Awesome. Thank you for the Friday updates. I enjoy getting those. It helps us stay caught up in between these meetings and not so much to cover
Absolutely.
when we're here. So thank you for those.
Yes, there's a lot of great things, whether we get emails from fellow agencies, from patrons who talk about the great assistance they had. They came in and received top quality service. Our holiday party, I too appreciate being able to fill you guys in on a weekly basis.
Okay. We had two different agendas. So do we have some policy updates?
Rachel moved them to next month.
Okay.
Yes,
I was thinking so. So that's it?
that's it.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
I
All opposed?
won't propose that one.